All right, folks, good afternoon. Let's go ahead and get airborne with our primary live trade brief. This is our second day of Full Throttle. I'm opening up the doors to our trading squadron here at Top Gun Options. We've had an incredible, 24 hours. We're looking at about approximately $3,100 in closed trades. 2 shots, 2 kills, $3,100. Werner, that's awesome, man. You closed out your, here's what we're going to be doing going forward, is because when people, to the folks who are joining us for this week, I'm letting you into actually what's going on in, this is a regular member session. So every Tuesday afternoon at 1 o'clock, we do what's called the primary live trade brief. And I'm going to show you my member comments throughout this brief today. And what we're going to talk about volatility today. We're going to talk about the Amazon trade. We're going to talk about a lot of good stuff today. And we're going to do our brief here. So let me show you what Werner just said there. Werner, nice trade. So let me grab a screenshot of that or show folks. So right there, folks. So again, Werner, how long have you been here? About a year maybe, or 6 months, or forget when you joined. So there's Werner with his Amazon about a week ago. $2,200 in profit for Werner there on his Amazon trade. Very nicely done, my friend. Okay, everybody can see and hear me, right? Want to make sure we're all everybody's good to go. Werner joined in February, but was often on your training. Awesome. Okay, great. All right, guys, good. Where is this guy's awesome? This guy gets my gold star for the day. You ready for this? This happened last night. So this is last night after I got done the, is Frank in here from Arlington, Texas? Frank, I guess my friend, maybe you tried to get in the January Full Throttle. This was last night. So when I open the slots, maybe I'll open them today. We don't have 50 slots. We got 49. So Frank jumped on a Full Throttle annual max afterburner package last night. I used to live right near Arlington, man. I lived in Keller, Texas, when I flew for the Naval Air Reserve. Frank, are you in here? I don't know if he's in here, but so we don't have 50 slots anymore, folks. We have 49. So nicely done, Frank. It looks like he was one of the folks from that didn't get into the last brief. So that's great. So we're already airborne, and folks are already grabbing their slots. If you're interested, I'm not going to tell you how to become a member at the beginning of this, because we have to get airborne. We got to trade. Maybe towards the end, if people are motivated and just can't wait another day, then I'll open it up here. Rick's in North Richland Hills. Awesome, good stuff. A lot of people from Texas. All right, ladies and gentlemen, a quick review of a little bit of what we did last night. I am not going to waste time. If this is your first session, because I know some of my strategic partners are still emailing for this Full Throttle week, and this might be your first session, I can't waste too much time about with what we did last night, and it's right here. So if you did not attend last night, and you don't even know who the hell this guy is, you have to watch the replay. Every replay is going to be on this page. This one that we're in, all the way up to the one on Friday. So let me paste this in here. You must watch the replay from last night if you haven't. I do a welcome aboard brief about who I am, my background, Top Gun Options, our strategic, operational, and tactical mindset, and also the sectors that we're going to be targeting in 2018. It's a very, very, very critical brief to watch. Okay, that's right, Tamara. You're a Texas girl. So Tamara lived in North Richland Hills when she was in her late 20s. So maybe you guys should do that. Judy, Werner, if he's doing the TGO trades, I don't risk more than 5% of the model portfolio, $100,000 on any one trade. So we're going to actually put on an Amazon. Another Amazon trade today. So trading is a form of combat, folks. There's a winner and there's a loser, and we plan on being on the right side of that trade here at Top Gun Options. You're going to be saying that by the end of the week, and if you were a member between yesterday and today, you would have closed 2 trades for a total profit of $3,100. So Fred from Arlington, Texas, already paid in 1 day for his annual membership. This is awesome. So Okay, real quick, folks. Quick intro for me. This is probably the last time I'm going to be introducing myself. All the rest of the sessions for the rest of the week, I'm going to treat it like you guys are already members because it eats up a lot of time. But my name's Matthew Buckley. My call sign's Wiz. I'm the founder and CEO here at Top Gun Options. Flew the Hornet for about 15 years for the United States Navy. Did some pretty cool stuff when I was on active duty. Flew 44 combat sorties over Iraq. Got to fly with the Blue Angels when my buddy was on the team. Scott Cardvet, his call sign's Intake. His call sign was Intake because he had a really big nose. It was like the intake of a jet. Yeah, we love each other in the Navy, right? I also was an LSO, a landing signal officer. There's me with a very, very sharp looking haircut. Wow, that is really squared in the back. And like I said, I flew 44 combat sorties over Iraq, graduated from the Navy Fighter Weapons School that many of you know as Top Gun, and had an absolute blast doing it. We had a great week last week, folks, with a weekly options trade on Amazon that if you took to the merge, if you took to expiration on Friday, it was a $2,800 gain. And then if you put the bear call spread on that we talked about Thursday afternoon when the market was going full freak mode, Trump trade war, Jerome Powell, Putin's going to kill all of us. You would have done about $5,500 in profit. And that's on, so Judy, to answer your question, last week, you could have potentially seen $5,500 in profit on risk of $4,200. Even if the world went to zero, the market went to zero, the most you could have lost last week on both of those trades was $5,200. So that's limited risk. As we briefed last night, the mission objective here, let me hit you with a little bit of a Yogi Berra-ism. You can't make money if you're losing money. Does that make sense, right? So it's impossible to profit if you don't know your risk and you accept it, right? Or don't accept it. So, okay. So this is Sandra, coulda, woulda, shoulda, story of my life. Sandra, I got to be honest with you, I'm that guy too. I'll show up. I'm heading out to Aspen for spring break with my kids to go skiing in a couple weeks, and I'll be that guy. It'll be dry and it'll be green out there. Like, oh, you should have been here last week. There was 10 feet of powder. I surf too. I'm always the guy that shows up and they're like, oh, you should have been here yesterday. It was 10 feet of waves. But, that's we're going to fix that for you. Okay. We're going to fix that for you, Sandra. Now you're here and you're going to get airborne with us here at Top Gun Options. So, okay. Don't tell me that about the snow. How'd you do yesterday and today? We closed a VXX bearish double vertical for $1,600, and we closed today. I sent out a text alert earlier to close that Amazon trade we put on yesterday. Now, you guys weren't invited to that, right? The potential new members. We're going to do a weekly options brief on Friday. But for my members, we did it yesterday, and we closed the Amazon bull put spread, and we're going to take a look at that trade in a little bit. So awesome 2 days of trading, guys. 2 shots, 2 kills, 1 day, $3,100. So like I said, Frank from Arlington could have potentially paid for 1 year of membership with those 2 trades in 1 day. Okay, here's the flight schedule, folks. We knocked out our welcome aboard last night. We're knocking out our primary live trade brief today. Tomorrow, we're going to do our accelerated retirement brief, and we're going to open, and that's wrong. I didn't update the slide there because somebody snuck in one last night. I love that. I love that. That's a Gordon Gecko. If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. And that's not cheating. Obviously, he still has the link from January. I moved what the training that was supposed to be Wednesday night to Thursday night. Okay, let me show you real quick what I'm doing. What am I doing tomorrow night? I'm going to show you. What a great cause. So here's what I'm doing tomorrow night. I'm giving a speech for United Way. It's called Mission United. So Mission United helps homeless veterans and folks who are transitioning out of the military how to get into the business world. So I'm going to give them a lot of my lessons learned. So that's what I'm doing tomorrow night. So that popped up on my radar. So we're not going to be doing our training tomorrow night. I'm going to move it to Thursday night. Okay. So there's my, we call it an alibi in the Navy. Hey, what's your alibi? Well, my alibi is that I got that to do tomorrow night. Very, very pleased with that. Great cause. So we'll do training Thursday night, 1 p.m. on Thursday, though. We'll do analyze your trade. And then Friday, we're going to close, folks. We're going to get airborne with or without you, right? With or without you, we're going to get airborne. And if we have some slots, folks, usually we fill up all 50 of these. And like I said, this is a first. This is the first time somebody snuck in before I even opened the doors. If we don't fill up all the annual slots on Friday, we might open the rest to monthly. So I think last time we filled up like 47 annuals, and then a couple folks I let grab a monthly slot. If they ain't available, folks, my apologies. You can wait until whenever the hell our next full throttle would be, 2, 3, 4 months from now. But as you can see, man, you're missing out on some great trading. You're in the primary live trade brief, folks. It's every Tuesday. I'm going to do a super quick intro. You have to watch last night's replay. I'm going to say that 5 times until you do. We'll cover our performance real quick, and then I'm going to give you a strategic and operational brief. Last night, I briefed you on what? Not fear, the acronym NOTTFFEAR. What happened today? What happened today in that acronym that the market initially opened happy with? Somebody tell me, what happened today that the market was happy with that I briefed you last night? Who listened? Harry, you got it. North Korea. North Korea, that's exactly right, right at the top of the news. So decades upon decades of kissing that guy's ass, throwing money at him, and if you're the Clintons, you threw nuclear reactors at him, and it didn't do anything. This guy says, I got a button, it's bigger, and I'm going to use it. I know for a fact that this guy believes that he thinks Trump's crazier than he is, which we can debate over a beer. That's awesome. So I'm going to do a strategic and operational brief, and then we're going to trade. We're going to get tactical, and we're going to put on a couple trades based on time. Maybe I'll put on another volatility trade. I'd love to get a JP Morgan trade on, but definitely we're going to talk about Amazon here today. So we got an action-packed session, and this is going to be good. Okay, real quick reminder for me. I went from the cockpit to the trading pit, essentially, by applying everything I learned flying fighters, being disciplined, managing risk, having a strategy, implementing tactics, contingency planning, everything you're going to learn this week in Full Throttle. I popped up on the radar of one of the largest vol arb firms right there in the Chicago Board of Trade, helped stand up a hedge fund, helped build the retail brokerage options house. And we joked about last night that I felt like Valentine in trading places. It was awesome. It was a very, very, very good time. I was the managing director of strategy for that $2.5 billion firm. And we also, I was the founder and CEO of the Options News Network, ONN.TV. We gave retail options traders such as yourself an inside look, a behind-the-scenes look at what was going on in the options market, and it was what a blast. But as we joked about last night, I visit snow, folks. I'm visiting Aspen. I wouldn't mind living there half the year, but no, I'm a beach and and warm weather guy. I'm sitting up here in downtown Fort Lauderdale, crystal blue water, and just absolutely love it down here. So we moved our squadron down here, and we have been having an absolute blast for the past 8 years. So that's a real quick intro. You've got to watch last night. We are blowing away the smart money year to date, folks, and we've been blown away for years. So don't think you're missing out on anything if you're not in a hedge fund. Matter of fact, the smart money can be pretty stupid. David Einhorn, who managed his Greenlight Capital at the end of last year, had to write an apology letter because his hedge fund made 1.6%. I don't even think that counts for inflation, folks. Look at the S&P last year, 22%. So you're not missing out on anything. You can do it yourself, and I'm here to teach you how to do all of this stuff, right? Exactly. What hedge fund? Yep. You're looking at it, folks. We had a blast last year, and we're having an absolute blast. I think as of today, we're close to 49% return year to date. That's year to date, folks. I got to tell you, we do have losing trades. I got kicked in the gut a couple weeks ago with an Amazon weekly trade. It ain't flawless, man. If people tell you they've never lost on a trade, they are absolutely lying to your face. So there's always risk, and obviously past performance doesn't no way in hell equates to future results. So that's what we talked about last night. We definitely lose some battles, but the mission objective is to do what? Is to manage risk, to maximize let your winners run and cut those losers short, right? Norm, hey man, what's going up? Norm from VFC 13. Used to flew a couple of those jets, and we got another fellow veteran in here. Norm, do you know that you get commission-free trading at TradeStation? Any veterans or active duty folks in the room, you got to be trading over at TradeStation. I think they suck. Their business development does, but hopefully you're trading there and getting commission free. We covered our methodology last night, and this is what we're going to do today. I'm going to break you from being that average retail trader. I'm going to give you a strategic brief. We're going to get operational, and then we're going to get tactical, and hopefully we're going to place 2 trades based on time. We'll see how it works. We usually go for about an hour and a half. Okay, so we're going to be right in the middle of this pyramid right here today with our PLTB operationally. Okay, weekly options was yesterday, and we closed out that one-day Amazon bull put spread. And then tomorrow is accelerated retirement, where we're going to take a look at some longer-term trades. Maybe we'll do JP Morgan tomorrow. I'm going to put a January 20 trade. I'm going to hop in my time machine and go out to January of 20, and we're going to get bullish on JP Morgan. The financials are going to have a great year. Trading is a form of combat, folks. You don't want to be that dude. And if you're that dude, you better have gotten out of the airplane. We covered not fear last night, and then we covered our sector targeting, our financials, our energy, our defense, Raytheon, our SIN stocks, MGM and WIN, the transports, and then our emerging markets, right? The Captain Kirk trade, and we love Brazil, right? So we covered all these last night, and I think it's time to get airborne. All right, that's enough. Don't like talking. I like trading. So let's get airborne, folks. How many of you? So this to my members. Did everybody get the text alert to get out of the bull put spread? Right. Good. Yes. Just to show my my potential new members, I sent this out yesterday to my weekly options members. This was the 1497.5. 1495 bull put spread. Now, if you don't know what a bull put spread is, just take a deep breath. I'm going to teach you all of these things. You get access to 8 live training sessions where I'm going to teach you what a bull put spread is. But we put this on yesterday for a credit of 75 cents, right? 75 times 13. We did, I did 30 contracts. Okay, so 30 contracts right there. I sent out that trade at 75 cents. Let's take a look at what the metrics were. Okay, let's scroll down. I'm going to teach you this week that the first place you're ever going to look before you place any trade is right here. What's the max potential loss in this trade? How can I completely get my ass kicked? Well, if Amazon went to hell in a handbasket this week, if Amazon went to zero today, the most you could have lost in this trade was $5,200. If you owned Amazon stock, you would lose everything. Stocks can go to zero, folks. Options don't technically they don't go to zero, or we could talk about that. But now, if you say, you know what, Wiz, I don't want to lose $5,200, but I accept that risk. I understand it. If you kept this trade to Friday and it finishes above that 1497.50, you could potentially make $2,300 in a day. But pigs get slaughtered, folks. This trade was up 70% since yesterday. How many of you, and that's about 50, it was a little north of $1,500. How many of you would take 70% in a day, a $1,500 gain? Isn't that incredible? Absolutely cool. So let me clear these out here, and let's go. I sent that alert out a while ago. So Amazon, there it is right there, folks. It's at 26 cents right now if you didn't get out of that trade, but it looks like most of my members did. So there's a lot. Now it's at 24. So this trade was awesome. One shot, one kill, $1,500 in a day. But we're gonna take a look at a new Amazon trade here in a little bit. But anyway, let's get strategic. Now everybody strap in. This is enough with the intros and the pleasantries and crowing about our trade. Let's do a normal primary live trade brief and get airborne here. Okay. This is what we need to talk about. You ready? U.S. stocks gain as North Korea vows not to use nukes against South Korea. First of all, I don't believe the headline at all. Cream was some young guy. He's a lunatic. I think it's negotiations. Good on him for negotiating like this. He's trying to drive a wedge in between the United States and South Korea. I don't believe the guy. If you've ever seen any specials on North Korea, like the National Geographic Channel has some great specials on. They show little kids in like kindergarten playing with ICBM missiles. There's like no toys. They got tanks and rockets. They interview a bartender, like, one of the few bars. He's like, oh, my God, no, our nuclear weapons make us compete against the United States. We'll never give those things up. So this is Good news. I mean, I haven't heard stuff like this come out of North Korea in a long, long, long time. And this is just it's bad. But hey, man, if it's for real, I love it, and it helps. If you remember last year, folks, I forget the date. When was it? The summer, something like that. It's off our radar here. But everybody remember when Donald Trump sitting in his country club in New Jersey, he said, "I am going to rain fire and fury down on North Korea. I'm going to vaporize 25 million people." I was like, what? Come again? What did the market do? It went down. And then what did I say? Buy it. And the next day it went back up. That guy's kidding. So got to keep that in our strategic view. Putin. Last Thursday, when the triple whammy hit the market, right? Everybody remembers what happened last week. Putin woke up and said, "You know what? We built some really, really new, cool weapons that can get through the United States air defenses and kill everyone. So don't mess with me." Where the hell did that come from? So the market didn't like that either. So again, for all the tactical folks, like the guy who left a little early last night, after an hour and a half, I still don't. Where are the trades? And I don't know what you do here. There's the door. So this hit the market pretty damn good. But what happened last week? I said Putin ain't going to give another speech tomorrow, folks, and say, "Did you not hear me last week? I'm really, really got some cool weapons and going to kill you all." That's just not going to happen, guys. It was a BTFD moment, as we predicted in the live trade brief. What else is going on? This is comical, man. I saw Paul Ryan's news conference this morning, the Speaker of the House. So Democrats are praising, not Democrats, let's say unions, rank and file Democrats are praising Donald Trump. They're in the Steel Belt up in Pittsburgh and, Steubenville, Ohio, and all those places. What was the movie? All the Right Moves, Tom Cruise. Those places are going bananas. Okay. So it's funny to see establishment Republicans. I'm a free trader, guys. I get that the word tariff is a tax. I get it. But if you do the math on this, you got to be kidding me that a case of beer going up 0.6 of a penny or a car going up $37 is going to destroy our economy. You're stupid if you believe that. This guy is an idiot. So it's funny to see the GOP twist and turn itself to contort into something. But folks that live in this type of place, they've been getting shafted for decades. The Democrats, where was Barack Hussein Obama, right? West Virginia, are you kidding me? The coal mines. How about Hillary Clinton? I'm going to put what was her quote? I'm going to put every coal miner out of business. Those are people, Hillary. They got wives, husbands, kids. Nice job. So it takes a guy like Trump to come in and go, and he's negotiating, folks. You have to read the art of the deal, folks. It is, he's doing it right now. He went to China and said, "Hey, President Xi, I'm not holding you at fault, man. If you could negotiate a great deal that benefits your people over mine, God bless you." That was the old skipper. Now there's a new sheriff in town, and I'm going to fight you over this stuff. What's wrong with that, folks? Somebody tell me what's wrong with that. And don't give me this bullshit that, it's going to impact, the tax cuts. Are you kidding me? So the crumbs that Nancy Pelosi says you got in your pocket, a couple extra grand, what you're not going to go buy a case of beer because it went up a little bit? Come on, man. Everybody use their thinking brain. I can't do this. Can we get rid of the politics? And it says empty field, empty field. Apparently you didn't watch the replay last night, so you're not going to enjoy yourself. So, and folks, look at this. This is this guy right here. Whoever said, "Can we get rid of the politics?" Man, you obviously didn't watch the replay, and you didn't put your name in here, so you probably aren't going to have a good time the rest of this session. So you probably need to split. Okay. Because the politics drive the markets, folks. Have I talked about bad earnings? Have I talked about, we talked about the Fed last week, Jerome Powell and everything like that. But folks, are you not recognizing that politics drives the markets? Trade, potential tariffs and trade war is political, folks. You're probably not going to be, you're not going to have fun. I recommend you don't waste your time anymore in here. Look at this, folks. The tax cuts fuel the biggest merger spree since 2000. Okay? This is awesome, folks, along with this headline last week from the Journal. The boom in share buybacks renews questions of who wins from the tax cuts. This is a Gordon Gekko moment for me. I don't care if the tax cut benefits the average. As Matthew Buckley, of course I do, folks. I'm an American. I want everybody to do well. But as a trader, as an investor, I want every company to buy back a boatload of their shares and then to go up. I want them to use some of these tax cut monies to go buy competitors, do all sorts of stuff. This is incredibly bullish. So this goes to my strategic mindset of being cautiously bullish, folks. Okay. So this is, I love these headlines. Good stuff going on. And again, if you've seen, if you haven't had fun doing this for the past 2 months, I'm telling you, man, you're doing it wrong. We've had a blast here at TGO Trading. I think we had 1 or 2 losing trades in the past 2 months, and we've actually crushed it with the rest. Win, we'll talk about Win here in a little bit. Some stocks are kind of immune to this type of stuff, and our Amazon trades. So we're going to talk about all this stuff shortly. Okay. I lost my place, Bob. Here you go. Investors are still buying the dip. Look at that headline, folks. This is not the big one, right? I jokingly call it the Fred Sanford, right? This is we predicted that this pullback right here, when the short volatility folks got obliterated, I said this is not the big one. This ain't the. I love using movie quotes, folks, so get used to it. This was a Few Good Men pullback. This was a Colonel Jessup pullback. After this, you wanted a pullback. You needed a pullback. This 10%, 11% pullback correction was awesome. It was needed. Everybody expected it. I know it looks ugly. If you just landed from Mars, you're probably sitting there going, wow, that's brutal. It wasn't. Every day we talked through this pullback, I said, it is orderly, folks. There was no panic selling. All the smart money, quote unquote, that I talked to says, I'm waiting. This is going to be a buying opportunity, and they were right. Okay, so good stuff. If volatility is back, I get it. This is what's going to be great. We're going to be trading volatility up, down, sideways, and it's absolutely awesome. I appreciate it, guys. It seems like most of you who are still here get what I do, and ask the members what. They couldn't handle the pullback. This is how I trade, folks. And if you don't enjoy it, obviously you don't have to hang out. So stocks, we're again, I'm going to predict that, and we nailed this. After we found a bottom, I said we're gonna chop. My exact terminology, folks, was chop. I said we're going to chop around the 50-day moving average until we see the next catalyst, which in my opinion is going to be good earnings, and we're going to head up. Now I'm going to restate all of that and say, again, this moving average, this 50-day moving average for now might be a little bit of resistance. Then we're going to go through it and it'll be support. And then all of a sudden here comes Q1 earnings season. Okay. All bets are off if we have a black swan, a North Korea in the other direction, another Putin, something goes bump in the night. Those are geopolitical events, folks. But we talked yesterday, or at least to my members, later in the week, we have. And if you're wondering where I get all my intel, folks, the first session of our full throttle brief of your training is going to be my intelligence sources, where I look at stuff and get events and all this stuff. So we're going to see Mario Draghi, which is the head of the ECB, and also Bank of Japan Governor Kuroda speaking this week, and they might take away the punch bowl, that quantitative easing. The punch bowl we got drunk on, our markets got drunk on for years. Eventually, Ben Bernanke took the punch bowl away. We went through what were called taper tantrums, right? Oh my God, we'll never survive without the Fed propping us up. We did. So we'll see a little bit of volatility the rest of the week, but the biggest thing on our operational radar, hey, you see it? Strategic, now we're operational, is the jobs number on Friday. So last time we saw a strong 200,000. We're looking for a little bit of a beat. Okay, I think that's about right. I think high 100s, maybe low 200s is pretty good. I'm less concerned about the non-farm payroll number than this one, the average hourly earnings. So the Fed's going to be looking at that type of number, right, to see if there's any inflation or if people are, just going absolutely crazy. Okay, so let me put my glasses on here. Harry, Wiz, you're over 90% plus this year. They need to listen if they want to be in our squadron. I got it, man. It's Again, man, out of the thousands of people registered, I'm not going to resonate with everybody, but to be honest with you, I don't care. If you want to be here, you'll be here. Let's talk about the FANGs real quick, because we're going to place an Amazon trade in a couple minutes. Back in October, and folks, you get access to all the recordings when you become a member. Right around here, I said, ditch technology. We had Facebook trades on, we had Apple trades on, Amazon, obviously. I said, folks, it's over with for tech. This is in October, I said this, folks. Now let's take a look at what's going on with tech. I appreciate that, guys. Are the FANGs days numbered? Okay, let's look at some of these headlines. Well, that's a bullish one. Ignore that for a second. Look at what NBC said last week. Bill, we don't trade politics, we don't make money. Bingo. Look at this headline, ladies and gentlemen. Read it. Silicon Valley faces make or break moment amid big tech backlash. Gone are the days, the glory days of glowing praise and good PR for tech companies. This is said a hell of a lot better than what I said in October. I said it's over with. Zuckerberg, look at Twitter, man. They shadow banned conservatives. Half of their people they just shut off. YouTube shut off half of their conservative channels for hate speech, right? This is an absolute shit show, folks, the technology stocks. Google plans a $2.6 billion New York expansion as tech executives claim Silicon Valley is over. I'm over San Fran. It's expensive, congested. There's other opportunity other places. Regulatory risks loom large over Wall Street's FANG trade. Here's rant number one for this live trade brief. Does everybody remember a couple of years ago in San Bernardino, an ISIS soldier and his wife or whatever opened fire in that municipal building, blew away people, right? Terrorist attack on American soil. The FBI went to Apple and said, hey, man, can you open this iPhone? We want to see if there's intel on there. There might be future attacks, and we might be able to, save American lives. Does anybody know what Tim Cook told the FBI? To shove it. I have privacy concerns. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? This is the same Tim Cook and Apple that uses 10-year-old child labor in China to make their iPhones. This is the same technology sector like Zuckerberg, who I have privacy, this, that, and the other thing. When he found out that the Russians might have bought $200,000 in Facebook ads, he ran to the government. What privacy? So I can't stand limousine liberals, folks. This guy, Mark Zuckerberg, a couple months ago said what? I don't care about profitability. I want to do good. Hey, man, go sell that somewhere else. As Gordon Gekko, as an investor, if I owned your stock, I would have sued you that afternoon. Why? Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know, a CEO has a fiduciary duty to who? Not the world, not to do good and, sunshine and lollipops, to the shareholders, to profit and make the stock go up. If you want to do good, Mark, take your company private, my friend. Otherwise, sell your limousine liberal crap somewhere else and your privacy, right? So, and you don't want to be invested in a company where that's a headline. Why was Facebook so easy to hijack? What did I say in October, folks? I said, dump Apple. Why is the iPhone losing out to Chinese devices in Asia? Apple's market share is stagnant or declining. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, all the analysts always, whenever people said, Apple's flat in the United States, what did they say? Well, they're crushing it in Asia. Oh, really? Well, a picture's worth 1,000 words. You guys stare down here. So the red line is Apple. Anybody see a trend in Asia with Apple? Yeah, it ain't good. So, folks, back in October, I said we're done. I said Apple actually a month later. I said it was a hold when they said, "Hey, we're gonna make 20,000 new jobs and blah blah blah." I said, you know what? Maybe it's a hold if you're in it, but other than that, it's dead money. No, I haven't. I haven't played Netflix. I'm not a huge Netflix guy. Take a look at this. Take a look at a 6-month chart of Amazon. It's gone from what is that? 950-ish, 960 to what today? 1535. Let's take a look at Mark Zuckerberg and Facebook. Sideways. So let me clear this line. It's actually about what to go up, like $5 here to there. Can anybody, if you have any brain between your shoulders, which one would you rather have been in? And Apple, again, guys, I think all these companies are going to be around in 2 years. I don't think they're going out of. Twitter's a little iffy. Even Apple went from what 161 to 171. What's a $15 increase? Is that a joke? You got it, Dan. We have absolutely printed money with Amazon. So, folks, I'm going to try and talk about volatility today too, but I wanted to get on an Amazon trade, especially in the spirit of our weekly options trade yesterday. So this ain't good, folks. There's a lot of regulatory risks with these FANGs over in Europe. Privacy and lawsuits and this and that. I just don't think, and you can ditch the A out of FANG. It's Facebook, Amazon, Netflix, Google. And I'm done with Google too, folks. I briefed you last week that YouTube woke up one day and banned half of the or conservative channels. I mean, right down kind of the fairway conservatives, not freak show neo-Nazis or weirdos out on the super fringe, folks. Twitter's the same way. It's dead money, folks. The only technology stock, and it's not a tech stock, folks. Even look at what E-Trade calls them. Let's pull up the quote here. E-Trade says it's what? It's a services company. Industry, retail, sector, services. Can somebody tell me where it says tech? So Jeff Bezos has done a great job of, he wants to be in healthcare. He bought Whole Foods. He's in space. Look at the announcement the other day, folks. Now I'll come back to this one. Next up for Amazon, checking accounts. 3 weeks ago, it was JP Morgan, Amazon, and Warren Buffett from Berkshire Hathaway want to solve the healthcare problem. This company, folks, is the Death Star. So I am super long-term bullish on Amazon, right? This is what an absolute great stock. So let's pull this up. So again, we had a great one-day trade, $1,500 since yesterday in Amazon, the weekly bull put spread. And if I think by Friday it's fine. But remember this, folks. Here's one of my SOPs. If you're seeing a 70, 80, or 90% gain in any credit spread, I'm going to teach you all this stuff. I don't even know what a credit spread is. Wiz, don't worry about it. We saw 70% in a day. Pigs get slaughtered. If you're going to sit here and say, you know what, Wiz, I'm going to wait until Friday to try and get a max profit out of this thing. What happened last Thursday, folks? The market imploded 500 points on Powell, Putin, and Trump. Between now and Friday is a world of time in weekly options world, okay? And I'm going to teach you this if you decide to enter the weekly options service. You gotta know that 70% gain, $1,500 in a day. You take what Steve Miller or whatever, go on, take the money and run. Okay, so let's get tactical. We're also going to talk about volatility. We'll see if we can place a volatility trade before we run out of time, but at least let's cover it. Look at the 3-month chart of the VIX. Does anybody see a trend? Holy crap, the world's going to end. No, it's not. I told you last night, whenever you see the word volatility, just cut and paste and put the word uncertainty. So let's take a look at what's happened with volatility and why we've been trading double verticals, right, on volatility. And I'll tell you what a double vertical is eventually. But look at this. Here's the short volatility trade. Oh my God, interest rates might go up a little bit and the market pulled back. Everybody who was short volatility this was called a short squeeze, ladies and gentlemen. What happens during a short squeeze? You're betting that something is going to go down. You shorted volatility, you short a stock, you think it's going down. If it starts going against you and going up a little bit, you're immediately getting your rear end kicked and you have to go out and buy to close the position. It's intuitive when you think about it. I want something to go down, right? It didn't. Oh crap, it starts going up. You have to buy the stock or the index or whatever it is to close it. So when volatility started to spike, this was like it was a circular firing squad, right? This was a death spiral, so to speak. So the short volatility folks got wiped out here. And then we started to realize it was a buy the dip. Okay, yay, we got near the 50-day. Whoa, I don't know. This might be the Fred Sanford. No, it isn't. Oh my God, Powell, Putin, and Trump. Oh my, well, okay. Anybody see a trend? Where volatility reverts to its mean. Okay, this morning I went downstairs. I jumped on the treadmill. I can run on the treadmill at a 10 incline for about 30 seconds, right? And then I have to get back to what, folks? My resting heart rate. Volatility reverts to its mean. The average VIX since 1993, ladies and gentlemen, is a 20. Okay, so volatility, in my opinion, is still going to come in, but we're going to see chop. Right, we're going to see what I called the other day, convulsions. As we get back up to this 50-day right here, this blue line, we're going to see this, folks. I predicted this down here. I said we're going to chop for a week and a half to 2 weeks around the 50-day. And then I think we're going to take the next leg up on earnings. That's exactly what happened. I didn't think we'd have that violent of a chop with the Powell, Putin, and Trump, but we did. And it was a buy the dip moment. Okay, so I wanted to cover volatility quickly. We trade volatility. We use the bearish double verticals, the biggest. It's awesome. I don't want to confuse trades. Let's get started with some trading with Amazon because that's why we're here. So Amazon, ladies and gentlemen, does everybody on the right side of their control panel here? You should see two PDFs. Does everybody see those? One says RM PDF, that's risk management, and the other one is, okay, good, everybody sees it. Everybody click on this. Click on the one that says TGO Trade Plan 1 page. Everybody pull that up. Okay? Because this is what we do, folks, in a live trade brief. Many of you, there's over 500, 600 people in here. And I'm not ignoring your questions, guys. This is another reason we only take listen to me. I'm not kidding you. And the guy who got his slot last night missed in January. I can't have a packed trading room, folks. I can't, it drives me nuts that I can't answer everybody's question. That's why we keep a nice tight squadron and we only allow 50s because it's driving me nuts that I can't answer everybody's questions because I'm an instructor, man. You're a really bad instructor if anybody leaves any of your briefs or a flight or anything with a question mark over their head. So I'm going to save some of these good questions to the end, but let me press. I want you to pull up that trade plan. Because a lot of you who are retail traders, I know you've wandered around this financial training desert. Wiz, this guy told me from the stage one time, I need to have a trade plan. And then I asked him for one, and he said, thank you, good night, try the veal. This is worth the price of admission alone here, this trade plan. Okay, so everybody pull up the trade plan, and let's go through it. Step one in our trade plan is to determine your strategic mindset. What are you? Are you bullish, bearish? Do you think the market's going to be volatile, or are you neutral? We're just going to kind of hang sideways. Volatile and neutral, two different strategic mindsets. Right now, my strategic mindset is cautiously bullish. That's exactly right. I am cautiously bullish, meaning I have one hand on the eject handle in case I'm wrong. And it is the Fred Sanford, we head back down. That's the cautiously part. We need to hedge, right? And sometime in one of these sessions this week, we'll talk about hedging. Okay, so that's the cautiously, but here's the bullish part. I just gave you a 15-minute brief about why I'm bullish. Share buybacks, the taxes, you name it, man. And the other cautiously part is what? North Korea and Putin and some other creepy stuff. So I'm cautiously bullish. Step two in our trade plan is what? To identify the target, what we're going to trade. In this case, our target today is Amazon, the Death Star. Love, love, love this stock, man. So Amazon. Step three, ladies and gentlemen, is what we call commit criteria. Now, for all my fighter pilot brothers and sisters in here, that sounds like a familiar term, right? Why are you committing capital to this trade? This is 3 to 5 sentences. Call it your elevator pitch, man. If you got on the elevator with me at the 29th floor of the Icon building, downtown Fort Lauderdale, and you looked at me and said, Wiz, I'm in this Amazon trade for these reasons. You better have 3 to 5 sentences, laser-like, of why you're committing capital to this trade. It breaks my heart. I'll go out for cocktails tonight. Oh, Wiz, I'm a trader too. And okay, well, why are you in that trade? I like Amazon. Wrong. Give me. It has to be laser-like sentences, right? And if at any time during the time of flight of that trade that your commit criteria change, you need to either get out of the damn thing or do what? Or adjust it, right? Actually, let me do this. I can't stand slides, but this is a good time to pull up our trade plan slides. All right, so right here. So here we are, folks. I told you to download the PDF, and you did. It is over there. So strategic mindset, bullish, bearish, volatile, neutral. I already told you mine. Step 2 is the target, the stock, the ETF, or the index we're going to trade. Today, we're trading a stock, and it is Amazon. Right? Oh, good. Yeah, this is a reminder. Ladies and gentlemen, this is an Uncle Wiz tax tip. But I trade, if there's an index I can trade, I will trade it 7 days a week and twice on Sunday. I will not trade an ETF if there's an index available. Okay? You're going to learn when you become a member that you should trade the SPX, the S&P 500 index, and not the SPY. I'm not going to, do me a favor and Google it. Or, Pete, you guys can talk about it in the Ready Room, our interactive forum on our website when you become a member. But that tax tip right there potentially could have paid for a year of your membership here at TGO. I'm going to leave that alone. Very good point, Adam. So here's commit criteria. Ask yourself, why am I committing capital to this Amazon trade? Why am I in it? 3 to 5 sentences, your cocktail party pitch. And anytime one of those, you ever notice that you put on a trade and it starts going against you and you go, Amazon, come on, Amazon doesn't hate me. It's going to come back. Folks, Amazon doesn't know you exist. Amazon would steamroll over your house in a blink of an eye. Who cares? Do not, you see this right here? Discipline and risk management equals superior execution. What's the discipline part? You know what, Wiz? I had a good 3 to 5 sentences as to why I'm in this trade, and 2 of them are wrong now. Why are you still in it? You should either adjust the trade, and we'll talk about how to adjust trades, or eject from the damn trade and get out of it. And like I showed you the Canadian F-18 last night, that dude ejecting. Anytime your commit criteria change, either adjust the trade or get out, period. Okay? Now, step 4 is the tactic. I told you last night there's no such thing as an option strategy. We're going to take a look at a tactic today called a bull put spread. That ain't a strategy, folks. That's supporting my strategic mindset of buying a boat in 6 months, saving for retirement. I have kids going to college soon. That's a strategy. Now we're going to trade the tactics. And this isn't complex, folks. If you don't know what a call or a put is, welcome home, okay? I move a little fast during full throttle week, but know that we start with day 1 of flight school. This is an airplane. This is aerodynamics, okay? So I'm assuming most of you have at least know what a call and a put is. But again, for those of you who don't, you found a home because I'm gonna hook you up. While you're putting the tactic on, when I do this in a couple minutes, we have to keep an eye out for what? Any events on the horizon, Wiz, any earnings, potential dividends, or splits in the stock, right? Mouse is going crazy here. Okay, so this is step 4, the tactic, which we're going to do. And then step 5 is just how are we going to employ this, right? How are we going to put this trade on? We're going to sell this leg. We're going to buy this leg. This is how many contracts. This is the meat of the trade, right? Step 6, ladies and gentlemen, I never dropped a bomb in anger or fired, squeezed a trigger on a trade with real capital and closed my eyes and said, man, I hope that hits bad, guys. Do you think that's what we do? Not our military, folks. No. Before you get into a trade, folks, you need to ask, what am I going to do if it starts going wrong? Why? Because you can plan on it. Like I said, as an options trader, I'm Eeyore. I always think, you're always looking, especially flying one of these things, at what is the worst case scenario? How am I going to get hurt, man? And how can I win? So in our trades, we're going to put adjust criteria. Hey, man, if this trade starts going against us during the life of the trade, Here's how I'm going to adjust and when. Okay, this is awesome, folks, and thank you for all the comments. I'm not ignoring you. This is a trades plan, folks, right? Isn't this awesome? This is the trade plan. And then step 7, folks, I call this the Colin Powell trade. This guy was awesome. He should have been the first African-American president. You know why he wasn't? His wife thought he would have been assassinated. It sucks. That guy, what a great American. So this is the Colin Powell step, folks. But why do I call it that? When President Bush the first asked him, you know what, get Iraq out of Kuwait, what did he say after yes, sir? He said, what? What is victory, sir? When do we declare victory and leave? What is our exit plan? So here's a perfect example. How many of you, if you've traded options before, have had a credit spread on like we're going to put on, and it's like today, between yesterday and today, it's up 70%. And some of you are like, you know what, Wiz, there's $900 left in this trade potentially by Friday. I'm just going to let it expire worthless. And then, son of a bitch, Thursday morning, breaking news, Jeff Bezos announces he's the Antichrist. And what happens? It goes, it implodes. How many, I'm not going to say anybody's names. My phone just buzzed about that. That's awesome. I think that was the news I just saw too. Somebody give me a heads up. They're appointing a second special prosecutor. That is going to be bullish for the market, folks. I don't trade politics. So when your loss is hit, do it. Just like the Canadian F-18 pilot last night in the video. Okay, so I do a whole lecture on this trade plan, folks, but I want to put the damn trade on, but I wanted to give you a quick introduction to our trade planning process here at TGO, at Top Gun Options. Parched. All right, here we go. Everybody ready? It is about time, for God's sakes, man. Jeff Sessions has been asleep at the switch. Strategic mindset. Ladies and gentlemen, I am cautiously bullish on Amazon, on the market. Step 2, the target is Amazon. Step 3, Amazon from a technical point. Look at how Amazon did during the, oh my God, we're all going to die pullback. It really didn't do anything. It's almost immune to, well, I'm not going to say that, to a pullback. Amazon has announced that it's going to try and enter the healthcare. Does everybody remember a couple weeks ago when Amazon said that? Jamie Dimon from JP Morgan, Jeff Bezos, and Warren Buffett came together and said, we're going to enter the healthcare space. The healthcare sector that day imploded. Whenever this guy or whenever Amazon announces it's doing something in a space, those stocks get obliterated. Okay, so short term, I am short term bullish on Amazon. They just announced they're going to be getting into banking and checking and everything, folks. You cannot keep this stock down. So I'm short term bullish on Amazon from a technical and fundamental point of view. The tactic that I'm going to employ, ladies and gentlemen, step 4, is called a what? A bull put spread. I'm bullish. I'm going to use puts, and it's a spread. Okay, so let's take a look. I like this level right here. The 1500 level is a magnet, folks, right? The market likes round numbers. We saw this on Friday when the stock got pinned right around 1500. Okay, so this is a good looking level right here. A little bit of support and resistance flying around. What's that, the 1500 level? Yep. So let's bring up our options chain. So this is an options chain, folks. Let's take a look at this. Yeah, exactly, Harry. Like Goldman Sachs, they're going to start loaning money. I'm going to let my leash out a little bit, folks. What do I mean by that? So here's the expirations up here. This is Friday, and we had a weekly options trade that we just closed that would have expired Friday. Now we're done with it. Put it to bed. This is next Friday. When you see March 18, that means the 3rd Friday of the month. Okay, and I'll explain all this, folks, when you become a member. We could probably go out to 23 March here and let the leash out a little bit for a nice bull put spread. Let's go down to, I think I priced this out earlier. Hold on a second. Or no, wait, hold on. Let's go to the regular March 18 expiry. I had the 1507 and a half. 15. Okay, so 15. I'll explain this in a second, guys. Let me just build the trade. 1505. Right there. How many contracts did we do? 30. So give me 1 second. I'm going to build this and I'm going to talk you through this trade, right? We're going to talk through this. Okay, here we go. Let's check out the metrics real quick. That's pretty damn good. All right, here we go, folks. Here is step 4 and 5, tactic and the tactical employment. I'm going to sell 30. Why 30 contracts, Wiz? Give me 2 minutes and I'll tell you why 30 contracts. I'm going to sell 30 of the regular March expiration. That is, remember, equity options expire the 3rd Friday of every month. Technically Saturday, but the 3rd Friday of every month. In this case, this is March 16th. When you see just a month and a year, that means it's a regular monthly option. When you see a month, a day and a year, those are called weekly options, right? So this is a regular monthly option. That's a weekly. That's a weekly. Oh, regular month. Okay. So, and I'll explain all of this stuff in your full throttle training, folks. Okay, so here we go. This is a bull put spread. So I'm going to sell 30 of the March 18, 1507 and a half puts. That's right around that technical level that was resistance, support, and resistance. Okay? So, so that's me saying, hey, Amazon, by March 16th, I don't think you're trading below 1507 and a half. Okay, Wiz, I get that. Do you think that Amazon by March 16th is going to be above that? It's called a strike. Yeah, I do. Okay, Mr. Smart, what if you're wrong? What if Jeff Bezos does turn out to be the Antichrist and the stock implodes? Well, I'm going to buy 30 of the March 18, 1505 puts. Wait, who asked that? Absolutely. If you just heard my answer, I don't trade with I use my training here on E-Trade. I have to trade with well, I don't have to. I do trade with TradeStation because it is free for veterans. If there's any veteran or active duty or first responders in here, you can trade through TradeStation with zero. So, Mike, I don't fire any of my trades through right here. Absolutely not. No offense. If you're an active trader like me and it's that's about 50 to 75 grand a year, folks, in savings on commissions. Where Shrek, you're in here. Shrek's like, I'm an average trader and I'm saving between like 6 and 10 grand in commissions. Active duty veterans and first responders, commission free trading at TradeStation. But their options platform sucks and their business development sucks as well. So I'm going to leave it at that. Okay. So ladies and gentlemen, if Amazon's going to implode, well, that'll suck for us. So I'm going to buy some puts just in case, some lower strike puts. So I'm bullish on Amazon. I'm using puts and it's a spread. Bull, put, spread. You're going to get an entire hour to an hour and a half lecture on a bull put spread, folks. So I'm going a little quick, but this is a bull put spread. It's also called a credit spread. Mike, if you don't understand my answer, then the answer is yes. I don't know if I could be any more clear. 70-cent credit. So not only is it called a bull put spread, it's also called a credit spread. Okay? Bull put spread. Okay? So we're bringing in a potential credit of 72 cents. Okay? So 72 cents, bull put spread. Now, I'm going to teach you when I click on this snapshot analyze tool, right? The only place, oops, I misfire there. The only place your eye should go is one place, and that is max potential loss. Okay, max potential loss. 3, 2, 1. You ready? Look at the sad face. Max potential loss. The max potential loss in this trade is $5,300. Okay, that's where the 30 contracts comes from, folks. That's me. Again, I don't give investment advice. I can't, you're getting to watch. It's like you're sitting in the back of an F-18 Hornet and you watch and you get trained. So 30 contracts gives me a maximum risk of about $5,300. Okay, Wiz, that's a little north of you don't want to risk more than $5,000 on any one trade. Okay, so that's fine. Now, using current at-the-money volatility in Amazon options, there's a 31% probability, folks, of waking up and all of a sudden something really, really, really bad happened in Amazon. So there's a 31% 1% probability of losing some money on this. Okay, or all of it right there. It says probability for max loss. Now, if you're obviously, I'm not okay with losing $5,300. That will leave a mark. That's going to suck. But I know my risk. It is a known amount. Exactly, Harry. Your SOP can vary. Everybody needs to come up with their own SOP. Just like I did in the fighter squadron. I watched that guy fly. I watched that guy fly. Junior guy, senior guy. I kind of built my own way to fly and fight the airplane. Same thing with trading. So now, probability for max potential profit is what? 69%, and we could potentially in 2 weeks make $2,200. Okay, so using at the money volatility, there's a 68% probability of potentially making $2,200. That's pretty nice. It is, Harry. It's a good looking trade. But let's go back here real quick as I'm building the trade, because I need to do what? I need to grab a screenshot of this, because for the replay, when I send out a replay email, yes, Steve, if you're a veteran, a first responder, or or on active duty, you can trade free at TradeStation. I'm not having the best time there, to be honest with you, but we'll, it's a management issue, and we might actually come back to E-Trade once they get paper trading back up and running. Absolutely, free is free. You're absolutely right. Okay, so let's do this. Let me grab a screenshot of this. Now we'll talk about adjustments and all sorts of stuff in a second here, but let me just grab my screenshot of this. $3.6 metrics. So this will go in the replay email, folks, right? So, but here's what we're going to do right now. Let's grab all this text right here up at the top, copy, and then we're going to go over to our broadcaster. So this is demonstrating, ladies and gentlemen, that if you're not, hey, Wiz, I work Tuesdays at 1 in the afternoon. This is, let's go ahead and blast this out to our members. This is an Amazon bull put spread. Yeah. So so we're in the primary live trade brief right now. So I'll send this out. If you gave me your cell phone number when you opted in to attend Full Throttle Week, you're about to get this text. I'm going to tell you. So that's a great question, folks. You see this? 70 cents. When I send out a text alert, I give a range. Hey, I'm going to try and get filled on this trade, 70 plus or minus about 5 cents. This is going to be the range I'm going to try and get filled in. Okay? Don't think, you know what, Wiz? Hey, man, I can get a credit of 80 cents now. That means that what? Amazon is going down for some reason. Just don't think that because you can get a better credit in this trade, it's a good thing. Or let's say it goes down here to like 65 cent credit. That means Amazon's climbing and the risk to reward might not be worth it. Again, getting a little too far over our ski tips. We're going to cover all this stuff in your Full Throttle training. Okay, Sam, we'll talk about what if Amazon goes down. So let me get my text alert out to our members, and then for folks who also gave us their cell phone number. Okay, so let's go back to the broadcaster. So PLTB is a portfolio, primary live trade brief, new Amazon bull put spread. I'm looking to do 30 contracts with a March 18, that's the regular monthly expiration, with a March 18 expiry. I'd look to sell the 1507.5 puts and buy the 1505 puts at a 73 cent, well, that's when I copied that credit, and here's the range. You know what, plus or minus around 6 cents, I try and get filled. Again, if it's a higher credit than that, Amazon's coming down a little bit, and that necessarily, stocks go down for a reason, folks. So I might want to not do this trade if it goes past 79 cents and see, hey, why is Amazon giving it a little bit back, right? So March 18th is a Sunday, folks. It's March 16 is the day it expires. Let me say that again, folks. Here's the regular monthly expiration, folks. When you see March 18 on an options chain, it means the third Friday in March, which is March 16th. Okay, please watch the replay, guys, if you're not catching that. I can't drop anchor. There's a lot of similar questions like that. I'd look to potentially adjust this trade if it starts moving against me, if the credit goes up to about $1, maybe 20. And I'll explain this in a second. Just hang on. $1.20. Again, folks, this we're demonstrating live why we keep the squadron pretty tight here, because there's 50 questions flying through here, and let's get this done. And I'd maybe eject around $1.46 maybe. Okay. PLTB, new Amazon bull put spread, 30 contracts, March 18 expiry. I'm going to sell the 1507.5 puts, buy the 1505 at a 73-cent credit, about a 6-cent window. I'd adjust the trade maybe if it did that and that. Okay, so that looks good. So I'm going to blast this out to all of my members, the primary live trade brief members. Texts go around the world, folks. China, Australia, Afghanistan, we have stuff all over the place. All right, so when you went to this page, ladies and gentlemen, and you gave us your cell phone number, you see email, name, and then it says optional. If you want to get trade alerts this week, if you gave us your cell phone number, you're going to get this alert right now. I'm going to send it to you too. If you did not, you're not going to get it. So please don't type in the chat box, hey, I didn't get the alert. You didn't give us your number. So full throttle. Where's the promo here? Here it is. Promo full throttle launch registrations. And please don't throw your cell phone number in there saying, hey, can you send me the text alert? We can't make it retroactive. Oops, so let me look at my phone. I'm not only a Hair Club for Men member, I'm also the president. That's a joke. So there you go. So within 2 seconds, I got my text alert. So that shows you, folks, that you don't have to be in here for the live trade brief. You can be sitting in death by meeting, staring at the window like, oh my God, your phone's, I can run TGO and everything from here, folks. Got two brokerage platforms on here, and the ability to do everything right from my phone, ladies and gentlemen. So good. All right, everybody's getting their texts. Great. Okay. Did I press send here? Yeah, I press send. All right, let's get back to this trade and talk about a couple things right now. When you sell something, okay, I'm going to right down the streets to Ferrari dealer here in Fort Worth. Oh my God, in Fort Lauderdale. When a guy pulls out of the parking lot in his midlife crisis, right? That $250,000 Ferrari, what happens to it? What happens to it, folks? It depreciates. It goes down in price. So whenever you sell something, exactly, Ben, well, yeah, maybe you lose money immediately, folks. On what? On what there's a Greek called theta. It's called time decay. That when you sell something you love, you want to be the house, folks. When MGM casinos don't look, or the Ferrari dealership doesn't look the way it looks because it gives away money, because it's a charity. It looks the way that it looks because it's the house, right? So yeah, the dealer laughs, exactly. So we want all 70 of these cents in our pocket, man. We want this entire credit, okay? So, and I'll show you theta here in a second, the effects of time decay, right? The effects of time decay. Let me show you what it does. This is a really, really cool thing, okay? 1 second here. Let me write down a couple of these questions. Okay, good, because I want to remember some of these. Let me show you a cool tool here, folks. Let me click Analyze this trade. So this is the best part about trading spreads, folks, especially credit spreads. Does everybody see this blue line right here? That's currently the price of Amazon. That blue line is Amazon. Okay, if you buy Amazon stock right now, you know what, Wiz? I agree with you. I think Amazon's going up over the next couple weeks. You only make money one way, folks. If you buy Amazon stock, how? The stock goes up. You make money one way if you buy the shares. The stock goes up. With a spread, when you sell this credit spread, folks, we make money potentially 3 ways. You ready? So again, the blue line's Amazon. We make money, obviously, if Amazon does what? It goes up. We also make money if Amazon just kind of chops around and stays where it is. Okay, I kind of get that, Wiz, right? We also potentially make money if it goes down a little bit, folks, as long as it stays above our break even. So this is the break even in the trade. As long as Amazon stays above 1506.80, we can make some sort of profit. So let me scroll down and kind of show you the it's called a spectral analysis. Check this out. So I want you to and don't let the Greeks, quote unquote, scare you. We'll teach you all this stuff, folks. Take a look at this thing called theta here. This is called time decay. Remember, I said in a trade like this, we love being the seller of something. So watch this. Every day that goes by, you get money in your pocket. It's called theta. You're the car dealer, folks. The person on the other side of this trade is the dude in the car. If his significant other calls and says, your midlife crisis is over, take that car back. As soon as he pulls back in the parking lot, what are you going to say when he says, hey, can you buy this car back? Yeah, sure, for 50 grand less. I'm a nice guy, right? This is called time decay. This is called theta. We absolutely love this, right? And remember, and if you're sitting here confused, like, well, Wiz, how do you make money if it's going sideways? Look, red is bad, obviously. We're not making money. Green is good. If Amazon it's called unched. Let me use this term. It's called unched, unchanged. Write this thing down. Unchanged on the day, unched on the day equals time decay. If you look at your brokerage platform tomorrow and it's like, hey, Amazon didn't move, you made a little bit of money. Unched on the day equals time decay. That's what's awesome about this trade. Now let's talk about potential adjustments. You saw in that text alert, I wrote, hey, I'd look to adjust this trade if it hit this price and maybe eject. So there's two places in a trade. This is if it's moving against us, right? Obviously, I already talked about the good. If in a week from now, 2 weeks from now, I'm seeing, let's do it again, folks. I'm seeing a 7, 8, or 9. I'm seeing 70, 80, 90% in profits on this trade. The hair on the back of my neck stands up and goes, you know what? Maybe let's get out of this thing and take some profits. So that's the good. I mean, we've kind of covered the good in this trade. 70, 80, 90%, Wiz. I'm just like the guy in the, I got the text, yippee. Good. So just like in the guy in the song said, go on, take the money and run. Now let's talk about the bad. Let's assume the trade's going to move against us. Remember, we want all 70 of these cents. We want this trade to, we want zero. Mr. Blutarski's GPA in Animal House, 0.0. We want every penny in this trade. Well, Wiz, I look at my trade tomorrow and it's going up in price a little bit. It's it's up at 80, 90. Wow, it's at $1 now. Remember, folks, it's like golf. Going up in 8 strokes is not better than 1. So we do not want this credit to start going up. That means, to stick with my car dealer analogy, it means what? The dude pulled out of the parking lot in his midlife crisis, and breaking news: Car and Driver announces that Jesus has come back to life, and he loves that model Ferrari, and the thing goes through the roof. Now, if the guy does a U-turn and says, hey, can you buy this car back for $1 million? You're going to go, crap. So I put the adjust price. I said, what, about $1.20, I think? If this trade gets up to about $1.20, that means Amazon has been going down for some reason. So that's when I kind of scratch my chin. I take off my oxygen mask in the jet, and I scratch my chin and go, my feet are a little warm and there's a little bit of smoke in here. What's going on? What's wrong with the airplane? And should I potentially go somewhere and land, or maybe should I even eject at this point? So that's called the adjust point. Now before I dig into the adjust, let me talk about the eject. If you wake up one day, I just double. You ready for this? This is an easy one. I double the credit that I took in. So if I wake up one day during the life of this trade and this credit has gone up to $1.40, double the credit, that's a really, really good potential eject point. Remember, folks, I don't want to lose that $5,000 in risk. I'd rather live to fight another day. I don't want to lose that full 5, guys. So this is called the potential eject point. That's, you're on fire, there's smoke in the cockpit, and your wingman who's flying formation on you is going, whiz, you're on fire, eject. So that's a potential eject point, folks. Again, I double the credit that I take in, which would be $1.40. And again, folks, you're going to get a couple hours of lectures on all this stuff. So how do we potentially adjust this trade, Wiz? I'm glad you asked. Let's go back to the chart. So we put a floor at where? 1507.5, kind of right here. If Amazon starts moving against me, we could do a couple things. If Amazon starts going down, we could maybe roll the strikes down a little bit, right? Instead of the 15, maybe, you know what, Wiz? Let's roll the strikes down. Let me pull the ticket up and I'll show you that. Maybe we roll this trade down a couple strikes, right? You know what, Wiz? I'm going to roll it down to 1500. I think that's kind of the new support level. You could potentially roll it down. Okay, let's go back to what it was. Well, Wiz, I think 1507.5 is still pretty damn good. I just think it might need a little bit more time. I know it's pulling back right now, but let's give it another week. That's called rolling it out. So we talked about maybe rolling it down, or maybe you could roll the trade out. Give it a little bit more time. Or the third way you could potentially adjust a credit spread is both. You could roll it down and out. Okay? So there's three ways to potentially adjust this trade if it moves against us. Roll it down, roll it out, or do both of those. Roll it down a little bit and out. Okay? I know there's going to be a lot of questions on that. Listen to me. If I brief for a mission over Syria, right, with three wingmen, I'm going to say, hey, one of four things is going to happen in the target area. Blah, 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 blah. But we're sitting on the aircraft carrier right now. We're in what's called the brief. My call sign's Wiz, folks. It's not Nostradamus. So I can't sit here and say, here's exactly what we're going to do over the target area. But when I do get into the target area, I'm going to say, hey, folks, we're going with option number 3, man. Let's execute. So this is the reason it's called a live trade brief, because I told you how we can potentially adjust this trade. I'm not going to know, folks, which one of those to do until when. Until hopefully it doesn't. Hopefully we're right. Hopefully Amazon just gets on its horse and keeps on going. So I will send out a text alert whenever we potentially adjust a trade or close it. Let's say by Friday, let's say we get filled on this trade today. By Friday, it's up 50% and we're up $1,000. I'll send out a text that says close it. Or let's say by Friday this thing rolled over for whatever reason. I'll send out a text if I'm going to adjust it. But during the brief, I'm going to cover what we could potentially do. Does that, yeah, exactly, door number 2. Does that make sense? And again, we do, let me bring up our member page, one of our member pages here, folks. So let's go member content under the full throttle tab here. Look at this. So we did a session last week on iron condors. Here's the double vert. So here's, we just did a bull put spread. So you get you're going to get an hour. I think this was an hour and a half. This was 1.5 hours on that tactic, folks. How to adjust this, that, and everything. It's right here, folks. So all this academic training you're going to get. I don't like eating this much time during a live trade brief to do what I just did. So we usually don't. If this were a real live trade brief, I would have blown through that trade in about maybe 10 to 15 minutes. And if you guys had asked me a bunch of questions, I would have said, hey, great question, Steve. I recommend you go watch session 4, bullish vertical spreads. Does that make sense? Because I'd rather spend more time in this brief covering more trades. I mean, we got 12 minutes left, so it's going to be hard to force another trade in here. I wanted to maybe get JP Morgan or Volatile. We're good though. So this is why we're here, folks. Okay, is for the training and the trade. So you can see how that ate up a lot of time. I'd point you if you had any questions, and when you join tomorrow or Thursday or Friday, you're going to get immediate access to all this stuff and a strongly, full throttle session number 2, the basics of options. Let me show you full throttle session 1. It's like I told you, this is where we do our intelligence gathering. Look at this. Strategic, operational, tactical, 7-step trade plan review, our intel sources and methods. So all of this stuff, all the academic stuff is on here, folks, and it's awesome. Okay. So right now that trade's looking at about 75 cents, and it changes our metrics a little bit, right? So our risk goes down a little bit and our reward goes up a little bit. This is a pretty good looking trade here. Okay, so I like this Amazon trade, and well, let me at least just take a look at JP Morgan. I'm not going to blow through a trade here in 11 minutes. We have plenty of time this week. JP Morgan, folks, is one of my favorite financials, along with Morgan Stanley. Can't stand Goldman Sachs. Look at how the financials held up during the oh my God, we're going to die pullback. It held up perfectly. Remember, during this rising interest rate environment, these JP Morgan, the financials are going to rock. Okay. You know what, folks? I'm going to answer a bunch of these good questions. What level of options trading, and all sorts of stuff. This is good. Well, folks. Remember, this is a market. This is why we did the welcome aboard last night, and this is, of course, the bid ask is going to be all over the place, guys. Remember, I gave you a range. I'm not going to try and get filled outside of the range that I put in our text alert. And then after we get done here in a little bit, I'm going to put the screenshots on our member page along with the recording of this session. So as a member, you get the text, you get the screenshots of the trade, and you also get access to this recording. Okay, so everything's recorded here, so you can jump in and watch the replay. I'll talk about volatility again real quick. So let's take a look. Let's take a look at the overall market, the S&P 500, SPX. And it's a good looking chart, ladies and gentlemen. And until the machines become self-aware and kill all of us. Anybody see anything? See this middle of this? It's called a Keltner channel. We went through it. It was kind of support, resistance, way, boo. We're going to chop here for a little bit, folks. So let me go back to the VIX. Oh my God, that's funny. Somebody else just snuck in. How are you guys? I guess you guys know the page to grab your slot from last time. That's awesome. Welcome aboard, Drew from San Diego. Drew just got a Full Throttle Max annual slot. This is comical, man. I love this stuff. You guys and the guy from Arlington, Texas, get gold stars. Very, 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 very well done. Okay. All right. So I'll tell you what. I'm not going to force another trade. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go through some of these questions. Where are the different memberships listed? Kathy, I haven't opened the slots yet, but I guess these are folks who tried to get in January. Again, we only opened 50, and now it's 48. So, Kathy, I'll give you that, guys, tomorrow. You tried last June. Oh, that's funny. I'll open it if you want. So let me show you this stuff. So Kathy's like, hey, I tried. I'll open it up right now, guys. This will be a first. I mean, I know we had a lot of people. So there's Kathy saying, hey, man, I tried last June. So this, I'm not, I'm not blowing smoke, folks. We only opened 50 because it's, how many people do we have in here? Let me, and I want to answer everybody's questions, but it's just, how many people do we have in here? We have 454 people in here. Chris, is it possible for you to show the double bullish VXX trade? We exactly, Kathy. Only 10% can go join. It was a bearish VXX trade. Here's the VXX trade, folks. This was bearish on volatility, not bullish. And if that looks confusing, again, we're going to teach you. So could have put it on for about even money yesterday, and then here's the here are the metrics in that trade. So we were risking, this is bearish on volatility, folks. We were risking 5,100 to potentially make 4,900. Is there anybody who, again, I've only done one trading session. I usually don't open up the doors because I thought people would want to see more. But if you want to, if you want to get airborne, folks, do you want to, I'll open them up now. I am a skier. We're heading out to Aspen in about 2 weeks. Okay. All right, let me answer some of these questions. All right, folks. I'll tell you what. Let's do it. Wow. All right, give me 1 second. Let me. If you want to grab your Full Throttle slot today, awesome. I mean, I always kind of keep it closed until people see. All right, yeah. Fish knows best. All right, guys. Here we go. Then let's do this. Let me grab my slides here, and I will yeah, let's do it. Uh, let me grab. This is unexpected. So this is by your demand, not mine. So here we go. Because as a member, you will start getting the text alerts and everything that I've been covering, folks. So it's giddy up. We the people request it. All right, here we go. This is a first. So this is the first full throttle that I've ever opened this early on a Tuesday. So I appreciate the belief. So folks, hopefully, at least in this trading session last night, you figured out that trading is a form of combat, right? There's human and physical capital involved in combat and in trading. Unfortunately, in combat, it's our most treasured freaking assets, right? People. What else is going on? There's intense planning and intel gathering in combat, and you better be doing that in trading. There's solid tactics that support a strategy. Guard this bridge for an hour so an armor brigade can cross and capture this town and win the war, right? Same thing. Managing risk, contingency planning, and winning and losing, combat and trading, folks, they go together, right? So if you're in a monthly in January, can you continue? Jan, yeah, you can continue with your month-to-month. You're losing money on that, though. So here's what full throttle is, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm honored that you're not sneaking in. You didn't get in January, and you know what you missed out. This is called full throttle. This isn't one size fits all, folks. I can't stand. I'm no idiot. I do secret shopper. I go out and play. I go look at all the competitors and folks. They airdrop you in the middle of Afghanistan with a rifle and go, hey, this is this is the trade and good luck. God bless. It's awful. So this is really, really tailored towards you. We built this based on your feedback. Okay, here's how it works. You're an aggressive trader. Wiz, I want to dogfight this market. I love the weekly options trade, the volatility trade, the one-day profit of $3,100. Could have gotten our ass kicked too, folks. Obviously, we didn't. We have that. It's called a track, right? We have 3 different tracks here. Let's say you're a little bit more conservative. So tomorrow at 1 o'clock, our next event is accelerated retirement. We're definitely going to cover JP Morgan. We'll take a look at a January of 2020 trade on JP Morgan. So if you're a little bit more, Wiz, I want to keep a little powder dry, I'm going to teach you how to do that. And finally, what if you're a little bit of both? Hey man, I want both. Guess what? We got both for you guys. So here are the portfolios that I managed. So this was yesterday, folks. We did weekly options at 1 o'clock. Today we're doing the primary live trade brief at 1 o'clock. Tomorrow we're going to do accelerated retirement. And for those of you that are a skier, these look familiar, don't they? It's not that weekly options are advanced, or it's the same tactics that we use on maybe trades that are 2 years out, but they expire quicker. The Amazon trade I showed you from yesterday expires Friday, right? Made $1,600 in a day. Close it. And then finally, I do an urgent alert, just kind of one brief whenever the analyze your trade. It's so you're going to get access to the rest of the week of these, folks. You're in this one. We're doing that tomorrow. That's Thursday, and this one's going to be Friday for non-members. I did this yesterday. Like I said, $1,600 at Amazon in a day. Okay. Okay. So here we go. This is. Let's go through. Okay, now here's the track, folks. This is called offensive. I'm going to give you the link to grab an annual membership in about 2 minutes, but let me tell you which one you want to. If you like everything I just said and you're the aggressive trader, it's called the offensive track. Here's what you're going to get. Okay, you're going to get 8 sessions. I just showed you the page with all the sessions on them. Bull put spread, hour and a half. Iron condor, hour and a half. Thorough training sessions, folks, right? I don't educate, I train. You're going to get access to what we're in right now. You're going to get access to our urgent alert service, analyze your trade and debrief. And obviously, when you see the word offensive, it means I'm a little bit more fangs out and aggressive. That's called the weekly options. Okay, so this track is called offensive. Remember that one. And I'll show you the page here where you can grab your membership right now, okay? So that's going to be you. That's you and your F-18 putting some bullets downrange into an Air Force jet. The Air Force, they're barely on our side. I kid, I love. Here's the defensive track. I'm not going to waste too much time. You ready? It's everything I just said, but instead of weekly options, you don't get weekly options. You get accelerated retirement. which we're going to do tomorrow at 1 p.m. That's the JP Morgan trade. We'll do JP Morgan tomorrow, guys. I don't want to squeeze that. So remember the term defensive. Now, this is you, okay? You're in your E2 Hawkeye. You're using your radar dome here and a little bit more conservative, looking at trades, maybe out to Jan 20, like we're going to do tomorrow with JP Morgan. And if you're smart, and somebody is, because my phone's buzzing, you already noticed what the link is down there, and you're already on that page. But let me finish with the final package. It's called Max Afterburner. And again, not to take up too much bandwidth, you get everything. It's defensive and offensive put together. It's called Max Afterburner. Okay? And I'm going to tell you, folks, that approximately 85% of our current members are in the Max Afterburner package. Okay? If you're not ready for weekly options, first of all, you need to be paper trading all this stuff before you're comfortable. And obviously, you got to go talk to somebody a hell of a lot smarter than me before you put any real capital at risk, right? So this is you. The folks that are doing the Max Afterburner, that is you right there. That's you sitting right there getting airborne on a night cat shot, which, no thank you. So if you're sitting here going, Wiz, I'm playing hooky from work. Ladies and gentlemen, 80% of TGO traders work. As I showed you, you don't have to attend the sessions live. Everything's recorded. Everything's archived on the website, and we do what? I just sent out a trade, and as soon as I get done quacking here, I'm going to do what? I'm going to put this stuff in an email. I'm going to render this recording, and I'm going to blast it out to you. So you don't have to necessarily be here. And all the adjustments are sent out throughout the week or as necessary, right? If we're doing anything wrong. Elaine, just get everything. Major money over the last 2 weeks. Thank you, Elaine. I appreciate that. So, I'm absolutely still going to do it. And look at this. Chris cracks me up. Chris, I don't know if I saw you in here. I think he changed jobs. I'm so geeked. Been a subscriber for almost 3 years now, and this is the first time I've been able to attend live. I only know you via the replays. Isn't that awesome? So again, folks, if you're you can watch. Some people watch the replays at lunch. They watch, when the kids go to bed. Whatever it is, folks. You get access to all 8 of those training sessions, and obviously to go, Michael Corleone will make you an offer you can't refuse. You get all of your proprietary materials, right? The primary, intermediate, and advanced workbooks. Bury your head in these things and just start. This is your aerodynamics, meteorology, navigation stuff, man. This is good stuff. This is all your required, reading. Get to download them, and it is absolutely. This is a great. Well, just ask me. It's a great deal, folks. This is one of the best. You already got the OPCL, the Options Pocket Checklist. So for those of you who are ready to get airborne, and somebody else just did as well, this is awesome, man. I haven't. Well, whatever. I'll take you to the page right now. So enough already. How do we get airborne? Here is the link. And God bless the folks who got it the last time. It's go.topgunoptions.com/get FT. That means get full throttle. You ready? Go. So there, well, it changes to FT now. I don't know. My techies get FT. So I'll put this in the chat box, and let me explain for the folks who are early. I will tell you, ladies and gentlemen, we're not kidding. When we get 50, if we get 50, by the end of today, we're done. There's no 51. You'll be here in March, April, May, maybe May or June. Okay. And you just saw Cindy say, hey, I've been trying to get in here for a while. So let me put this in the chat box. I'll still do the briefs the rest of the week, guys. Obviously, they're members. So even if we get 50, you're welcome, Benoit. Even if we get 50, I'm still going to do, obviously, the rest of the week. So if you don't grab your slot. So we're going to shoot for 50, or now it's 36 slots. So here's the defensive track, folks. And no, these are not monthly prices. So there's one person every time, it seems like, who asks if that is the monthly price. I wish it were. No, these are annual prices, ladies and gentlemen. And I just showed you in one day. Remember, men lie, numbers don't. What did I show you in one day, folks? I showed you in one day, in 2 trades, we made $3,100. Notional $3,100, folks. That paid for an annual subscription, annual membership in one day. Now, again, folks, you're all smart people, or you wouldn't still be sitting here, right? you can just as easily get your ass handed to you. But we do trades with limited risk. And we've talked about it. Hey, Wiz, I ain't risking $5,000, or Riz, I want to risk 20 grand. It's none of my business, folks. You get to watch. It's like you're standing on the floor of the SIBO or the CBOT, and you get to watch what I'm doing. Okay, so here's the defensive track, folks. Everything that you get, and it's only $19.95 for an entire year. That was essentially our volatility trade yesterday. It was $1,600. Here's the offensive track. $24.95, and then obviously this is 80-ish, 85% of the current members are in the annual, the Max Afterburner. Okay, so before you ask, let me, I said if we have anything left over by Friday, we might open up the doors to some month-to-month memberships. Okay, month-to-month. Now the confused mind says no. Right? The confused mind says, and I'll answer your questions here in a couple minutes, guys. Let me finish here for the folks that are ready to get on board. If we do have a quarterly plan, but it's not on the page, man, because it gets freaking complicated. If you want to maybe do it quarter to quarter, give us a call or email support. But the priority right now, ladies and gentlemen, is for the folks who are ready to go right now and do the annual subscription, because obviously doing it month to month or quarterly, you're going to pay more. It's just, that's business, folks. Credit card fees and all that crap. So everything's on here, folks. If you have, well, what's accelerated retirement or this or that, everything is on here, ladies and gentlemen, including the 8 training sessions that you're going to get access to, from session 1. Session 2, this is a call, this is a put, all the way up to iron condors and diagonals and synthetic stock and all that type of stuff. Okay, it is all on here. Steve, tell Florida save my Max Afterburner spot, Flora. The difference between offensive and defensive, Kathy, is simple. Think defensive, think a little bit more conservative. So you get access to the accelerated retirement service, right? Defensive. All right. Offensive, it's a little bit more fangs out. Instead of accelerated retirement, you get the weekly option service, right? That Amazon trade from put it on yesterday, closed it today. Max, you get all of them. Okay, you get weekly and accelerated retirement. So that's the difference between offensive and defensive. One gets weekly options and one gets accelerated retirement. Does that make sense? Hence the names. Okay, kind of hopefully makes sense and flows. All right, now let me answer some questions here. You're welcome. Chris, if my business keeps me fully consumed during market hours, can I be effective outside of market hours? Hopefully, Chris, you typed that before I put this slide up, right? So Chris, this one's for, wait, and your name, that's funny. Now let me show you that I ain't lying. So Chris, let me, hold on, don't type right now. So there's Chris. Chris asked this question right here. That's awesome, Chris. Here's why I'm laughing. So there's Chris saying, hey, I got a full-time job. What did I, this is a different Chris, but Chris, there's your sister animal or whatever, spirit animal. So Chris Mick, 3 years, didn't watch a live trade brief, got to text alerts and watched the replays and got the emails. So hopefully that answers your question there, Chris. Is that awesome? Wow, my alter ego. I thought that was a little creepy. I'm like, wait a minute, that's not the current Chris. But no, that's 80% of our folks work. So hopefully we answered your question there. Let me go back to here. Let me scroll up and try and answer all of these questions as much as I can. Crap, I went way late. Thank you, Benoit. I appreciate it. Absolutely, Kathy. You can change once you're in. You absolutely say, you know what, Wiz, I ain't ready for weekly options right now. I'm going to go defensive. Yeah, I don't know. Once you feel comfortable, you absolutely can upgrade to offensive or max. You get charged the difference, right? So yes, you're not stuck in one of these tracks, folks. You can move up. Bob, okay, awesome. Chris is in San Diego. I was stationed out at Miramar. I lived up in Tierra Santa. Loved it. Let me look up at some of these other ones. Brian, and the annual will save 2 months at a month. Exactly, man. Wiz, just left Flora a message to reenlist. Hey, Steve, I thought I recognized your name. Steve from the Big D. Welcome back, Steve. We have folks that come back. I love it. Tried Amazon, John, the dates. Folks, remember, ladies and gentlemen, this is the regular March expiration. Okay, so when let me go back to here. March 18. So when you see March 18, that doesn't mean March 18th. That is not a day of the month. And I'm going to teach you this stuff, folks. When you see March 18, it means the third Friday. This is when normal equity options expire, folks. I'm trying to get my highlighter. It ain't working with the calendar up. So technically, the day of the month that this trade will expire is March 16th, but it is called March 18th. I will teach you this in the academic training. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about the confusion. Okay. Hola. I started this on the phone via join. Boohoo. Can you? Here's the. Yeah, you bet, folks. Everything's going to be on the replay page. Here is the replay page where you can watch everything. This right here is going to be on the replay page once I escape out of here, go for a walk down to Starbucks, and come back up here. It takes about 20 minutes for the video to render, folks, and then I'll put it on here. Okay. Let me answer some more questions here. Again, I did not mean to go this long, guys, and I apologize. But you know, I'm a market maker, right? This is good to go. Who's on board now? This is Daphne from New Orleans. Daphne just got a full throttle max. Welcome aboard, Daphne. I love New Orleans. Used to fly out of Naval Air Station, New Orleans, often. Harry, absolutely. I'm going to try and keep on printing money, man. Mike, I know that some brokerages do not specify the monthly versus the weekly. That's why I like E-Trade. That's why it sucks. That's why I teach from the E-Trade platform, but if I want to trade, I have to head over to TradeStation. Thank you, Fish. I appreciate it, man. Okay, good question. Just look at EWZ. Exactly, man. E-Trade Pro does. Okay, good. Awesome. Wiz is the best. Stick with him. Thank you, Benoit. Yep. Got that. Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yes, you can go in between the different sessions, folks, or the different tracks. Okay. So yeah, I'm sorry we ran out of time, guys. But I wanted to kind of really give a thorough, nice, in-depth explanation of a bull put spread, right? So right now it's at 65 cents. It's making money technically. If you got filled at 75 cents and it's at 65. Anybody know what 10 cents times 300 is? Or I'm sorry, 10 times 30. So this trade's potentially up $300 right now. Thank you, Mike. John, if we joined last month, can we listen to the training classes over and over and over and over and over again? Yes, folks, when you are a member of Full Throttle, every Full Throttle training that we do going forward from now until you aren't a member anymore, you get free access to. So all of that training alone, folks, we value at $495. So people who aren't members, I sell that training, those 8 sessions for $495. But when you become a Full Throttle member, if we do 4 full throttles this year, you get access to all 8 of those new sessions that I do. Isn't that cool? That pays for itself right there, folks. That is a pretty damn good deal. Rick, the answer I get will determine if I can join or not. So I was wondering if there's Rick. Type your question. I'll try and hang out a little bit here. Fish bringing in more money for Wiz TGO. Nice. There you go, Fish. Very well done. Okay, so yes, I will cover JP Morgan tomorrow. We're going to talk about getting long-term. Check out this trade. It's going to be fun, man. Make sure you wear your flight suit tomorrow. We are going to hop in our jet and we're going to fly all the way out to January of 2020 as fast as we can, and we're going to do a bullish trade on JP Morgan. I think by Jan of 2020, this is a $200 stock easily. Okay, especially in this interest rate environment that is going up. Okay, I do, man. My cheaters. I didn't wear them for most of the session, but in the chat box here, man, it is really, really small. Dan, besides your trades, the training here means I can be my own pilot and figure out my own trades. Dan, that is very well said, man. Let me repeat what Dan said. Besides your trades, the training, and he capitalized training, here means I can be my own pilot and figure out my own trades. Dan, that's exactly right. If you attended last night or maybe you watched replay, you know that one of our traders, Tamara, she's been doing this for about a year. I met her in Miami at our live event. she's doing double verticals and doing all sorts of stuff on symbols that she knows and she likes, like waste. I don't trade waste management. Tamara does. So when I teach you these tactics, you can go out and do it on your own. Exactly. Fish, copy, and paste. You can do this. Yeah. So I like, teach a man to fish, he'll eat the rest of his life. Not to eat fish. Fish is one of our members here. So, all right. Who was typing that long question? Chuck, how do you teach to scan? Do you teach how to scan for the right setup trades? That answer is right here, my friend. It is right here in the academic training. The answer is yes, man. We spend a nice load of time. This is the Bible, man. This is where I'm going to teach you all that stuff. Absolutely, in all of these sessions. Yes. Yep. Like I just told you, I want to teach you how to fish. I don't want to sit here and I don't throw trades at people, folks. We got to talk through this stuff. Can you brief? Yeah, here's a double vertical, folks. Real quick. A double vertical is simply two trades on top of each other with the same mindset. For example, when the short volatility folks got crushed and the VIX went through the roof, we put on what is called a bearish double vertical, meaning a bear call spread and a bear put spread. I call it an afterburner trade, man. So it's a bear call. In this case, if you're bearish, it's a bear call spread and a bear put spread. So it's two spreads with the same strategic mindset. And I did a bearish double vertical lecture last week that was an hour and a half that you're going to get access to. You're going to learn, you're going to love double verticals. They're awesome. Okay. Oh, Tamara, thank you. I appreciate that. So there's a Tamara. You're doing a great job. So there's Tamara right there. I cannot tell everyone just how much Wiz's training and the team camaraderie has meant to me personally, and even more to my bank account. Shit hot. That's some good work there, folks. And again, you're currently in a regular member session, folks. We probably would have gotten 2 trades out, but I was verbose, and it seems like people are sneaking around me and getting slots, and I love it. Deborah, on the way up with VIX, did you do a bullish double vertical? I didn't. We did not have a bullish double vertical on right here. The bullish double verticals we've done on volatility, I've done around known events. If you were here for the Brexit, you potentially made $22,000 on bullish and bearish double verticals. If you were here for the election of Donald J. Trump, we got bullish on vol and then bearish on vol. So I did not know when this short vol trade was going to hit, but when it did, lift off was too late. We started doing bearish, and I think we did maybe a bullish somewhere around in here. So I did not get a bullish double vertical on in there. Would have loved it, but you would have had. I mean, look at how this is why all of those short volatility traders were lulled into a sense of what? Complacency. My God, nothing can ever go wrong in this market. Wiped out. So no, I did not get that timing right. Anybody who tells you they did, I don't know about that. Jeff, hi Wiz. Sorry if you answered already, but is there a platform you recommend for options trading? Here's the problem, man. Like I said, as a veteran, I am at TradeStation because it is free, commission free. I got to pay index fees and all sorts of other stuff. But I help build Options House, guys, and I like this one for trading options. This is my number 2, obviously. If I wasn't at TradeStation, it's a number 2. Okay. All right, a couple more questions, guys, and then I got to get going. We actually got a lot of stuff to prepare for, and we're having a great week. At what times do training calls occur? Chris, let me show you the slide of what a normal week looks like. It is right here. Monday, Tuesday, it's essentially everything's at 1. And sometimes Friday, I'll do it what's called an urgent alert. It's a video, and if I see something on Friday, I'll send it out. But this is Monday through Thursday, weekly options, PLTB, AR, and analyze your trade and debrief. I use a lot of acronyms, okay? So that's it right there, okay? All right, guys, so I think we're actually probably we probably have about 10 of these gone. So there's the link. If you want to get in early, if you're like, hey, man, I want to see what accelerated retirement's like or whatever, I get it. That's why I usually don't put these out. But, hey, man, this is This is you guys asked for it. This is awesome. No, here's the flight schedule for the week, guys. The only thing that changed from the opt-in page was I'm giving a speech Wednesday night to a veterans group. So let me find the schedule. So Wednesday, tomorrow at 1 o'clock, I will see you guys for accelerated retirement. Where the hell is the flight schedule for the week? Wednesday, tomorrow at 1 o'clock, folks. I will see you tomorrow at 1. So you guys can split if, where the hell is it? Well, all right, I can't find it in all these slides. It's death by slides, folks. I need my Starbucks. So tomorrow at 1 o'clock, we have accelerated retirement. Tomorrow night, we don't have anything. I'm giving a speech. Does that make sense? No training tonight either, okay? Rick, okay, let me, I'm, Rick, yes, contact support and we'll hook you up. We'll hook you up, Rick, and I'll just email support and say, hey, Wiz said he'd hook me up. Okay, and yes, whoever wrote that, that's good mutual support. Do not open a TradeStation account if you're a vet or a first responder without talking to me, because I'll give you the name of the dude that you need to talk to. Okay, all right, guys, phone's buzzing more. All right, so again, if you need to see a little bit more of the week, great. So welcome aboard to Catherine. There's Catherine from Malvern, Pennsylvania. I grew up in South Jersey. My parents and family were in South Philly, and we're a Villanova family. Malvern Prep. I think I played them in lacrosse. So I love Malvern. And my mom lives, Catherine, my mom and my sister live out in Westchester, Pennsylvania. So maybe when I travel, I tell TGO members where I'm going to be, because I end up buying like the first 50 rounds. So that's awesome. Welcome aboard. So no, Christine, I got to figure out when we got to do our final long call diagonal and synthetic stock. I gotta put that all together. So awesome. You bet, Kathy. Welcome aboard. All right, guys, I got to go. Way long. My apologies, but again, I'm very, very passionate about what I do. Jack, that is called a Keltner channel. These are called Keltner channels. I'm going to cover what those are and the indicators and all sorts of stuff. So grab your slot, folks. Like I said, by Friday, we've been in business 8 years. I've never seen a full throttle like this where I've seen people ask last night, like a Monday night, hey, how much? This is the first time I've actually seen people go grab the link from January or a couple months ago and grab their slots. So awesome. You know what? I'll hook you up with that right now. If you're a vet, and this pays for your, if you're a medium trader and you're a vet or an active duty guy, this will pay for your full throttle right here. So let me just hang out for my veterans. Let me grab this guy's contact info for you, and I'll give it to you. Active duty, first responders, or veterans. Here it is. I'll post this in the chat box. So if you can, if you're a vet, there's your information right there. Okay. So copy that real quick, and I'll, all right, guys. Hey, good looking trade today. Good looking Amazon trade. Like I said, we're going to cover, JP Morgan tomorrow. And that's going to be a good looking trade as well. I love what's going on in the market. Good move out of Amazon today. Good weekly options trade. And ladies and gentlemen, I showed you in one day between yesterday and today, if you were a member, you could have potentially seen $3,100 in profits. I mean, again, men lie, numbers don't. I've showed you all of it, and nothing else, nothing up my sleeve. Okay, so all right. Okay, great. You're welcome. Thank you for that. I do it again tomorrow. So, yeah, exactly. Fish first in business worldwide, TGO worldwide. So, all right, folks, have a great rest of your day. I'll get you the replay here shortly. I'm going to go run to Starbucks, because it takes about 20 minutes to render this video. But I'm going to leave this. Here's the page to grab your slot. Welcome aboard to the folks that are grabbing them right now, because like I said, by Friday, I'm 99.9% certain we're going to be out of slots. Okay, so grab yours right now. Have a great rest of your day. Happy hunting. Make sure you hedge, and God bless. I'll see you guys tomorrow at 1.